Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to start the vlog for September. I am very excited. We're transitioning into the autumnal reads and season. Today I will be traveling because this weekend I will spend time with my family. So later today I'll head to the train station and hop on a train, and hopefully everything goes well. But I wanted to give you a quick heads up what I'm reading currently, so you know what to expect in this vlog. So currently I have started Girl, Woman, Other by Bernadine Evaristo. This is the book I'm gonna take with me. I only read 15 pages, so I don't really know anything yet. But yeah, we'll see how I like it. It's a library book, it's one I'm quite unsure about, but I hope that I will like it, I guess, that it will be a positive surprise. And I'll definitely update you once I've got a little bit of that read. And then I started on The Bone Shard War by Andrea Stewart on audio. So this is the finale to the Drowning Empire series. And this one has a time jump from the last book. I knew about that already, so I was prepared. I'm not the biggest fan of time jumps, but right now I'm okay. But then in the second chapter, something was mentioned, and I was like, if this is how it's gonna go, if this book is going to do that, it will be 1 star. But then luckily, the third chapter kind of went into a different direction. I was like, okay, I can deal with that. So yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how this series ends. I have enjoyed the series so far, but it's not a new favorite. I just feel like it's a solid fantasy series, but maybe this finale will be especially great, even though I've heard like more negative things, let's just say that. So yeah, those are the books I'm reading. I still have to do a couple of things before I can head to the train, so we'll see when I can update you again, probably after the weekend. So today is the 5th of September. I'm back home after my trip. I'm still feeling a little bit out of it, just because, you know, all of the like train ride stuff, it's just really bad for my back. And then just getting out of my routine with my migraines is always a little bit of a risk, I guess. But it's okay, I'm doing okay. And now I have 2 weeks off, which is so exciting. And so I thought today I'm gonna do a little bit of a kind of like a reset day. That's like the new modern term for it, I guess. So I want to clean a little bit, and then I just want to chill out, get my bearings again, read and cuddle the cat and do all of these fun things. I'm so glad that the weather got really nice again for this week. So yeah, I was really worried that it would be raining for all of my vacation, but it's really, really nice. It's warm, it's sunny, so I think it will be an amazing time. I'm just so happy to have some time off. I definitely need it. And so before I get cleaning, I thought I show you kind of like my priority TBR I have going on right now, so you know what I will be reading for the next couple of days. And I haven't done any reading while I was gone, so I'm still 15 pages into Girl, Woman, Other. So this is the one that I will focus on first. It is quite a long book for literary fiction, so we'll see how it goes. The beginning didn't really capture my attention so well. It starts with a character who is in theater, and I really like theater, but I realized I don't really like reading about artists when they think about their art so much. So I do like the vibes of theater and like the chaos of like a production and stuff like that, but I don't like the like inner musings about all of the art and blah blah blah. So we'll see. This focuses on a lot of different characters, so I'll just have to push through the first one, I guess. That's also a problem I had with Little Fires Everywhere, the parts about the photography, even though I love cool photography, but just like these musings, they were not interesting to me at all. So that's the first thing. And then I have 3 priority books that are on my physical TBR right now. And so the first one, I'm very excited for this one. I kept it for my vacation time so I can fly through this. Is Grave Secrets. This is the 5th book in the Temperance Brennan series, which is the book series that Bones was based on. And I reread the second one this year for a little project that I'm doing, and it just made me so excited to get back into these books because I had this one for quite a while now and I just never picked it up. So it's the time and I'm excited. And then we have Remarkably Bright Creatures. This is the German edition that I got as a gift from my best friend. I'm also very excited to read this one. It looks very, very big, but that's just because German books always look so big. But yeah, this is another octopus book, so it's very high on my list. I don't really know what it is about, but you know, the cover is all I needed to know, to be honest. And then lastly, I have a book that I kept specifically for when I have time off so I can really focus on it, and that is Me and White Supremacy. This is kind of a book to challenge like all of the things that we learned about race from a very early age. And yeah, the goal of this is to start kind of confronting your privilege and your kind of inner racist, I would say. So I'm very, very intrigued to see how I like this one and what it does to my brain. So I think this is set to be for 1 whole month. So there is like weeks that you are supposed to fill with this book and kind of the tasks that it sets. So I'm not quite sure whether I will kind of shorten it so I get it into the 2 weeks that I have off, or whether I will have this as a project for the whole month. I'm just gonna read like the introductory bits and then I will decide how I handle it, but I will at least start this one. And yeah, I'm very, very intrigued to see how that goes. And then for my audiobook, I'm listening to The Bone Shard War. I have 17 hours left, so that will probably take me a while because I guess I don't know how much I will actually listen to my audiobook now that I'm not walking to work every day and stuff. So we'll see. But yeah, those are the immediate reading plans. And now I will clean my apartment and then I have to go to a shop quickly, which will be nice because the weather is so sunny. And as I said, the rest of the day will be cat cuddles and reading. So it is the 6th of September. I really needed yesterday to just kind of recharge. I was watching some One Piece and catching up on some booktube videos, but I also managed to read the first chapter, so the kind of first three stories. These are like interconnected stories, and the first one, Amma, I really struggled with. It just wasn't to my taste. I just really didn't enjoy it, unfortunately, and it wasn't interesting to me, and I just tried to plow my way through it so I would get to the other stories. Then next we have Yas, which is Amma's daughter, and I really enjoyed that one. She's definitely more like my generation, even though she's a bit younger than I am, but I feel like with the discussion that we're having now, I still agreed with her quite a bit, even though I thought it was a little bit harsh that she expected a lot from her mother, like a lot of like sacrifices, where I'm just like, well, why? But yeah. But I enjoyed Yas a little bit more. And then we have Dominique, which I think so far has been the most interesting story to me. And this one deals with the best friend of Amma and how she kind of tripped into an abusive relationship. So definitely trigger warning for that. But yeah, I think it was a little bit short for that. I would have liked to just get a bit more context, and it skipped through time quite quickly. It's only a couple of pages and it spans more than 3 years. So I feel like the creeping of this abusiveness wasn't really done justice in such a short amount of time, but still I think it was an interesting portrayal, and it just showed that no one's really safe from that. Like, this can happen to anyone, and then you're kind of stuck, and it's just so dangerous. So yeah, I like this last bit the most, and now I'm getting into chapter 2. I hope I can read more today, because my migraine's finally gone, or at least so little that I can deal with the world again. But I also have some other plans today. I want to go grocery shopping, and I wanted to film a video. I'm not quite sure whether I will do that today, because I wanted it to go up today. But we'll see about that. My allergies are acting up, as you can hear. But yeah, I'm also about 17% into the Bone Shard War right now, and I'm enjoying it, but it takes a little bit of time to get back into things. Right now we're in this phase where just literally everything is going wrong, so our characters have to suffer quite a bit, but we'll see how that progresses. So I managed to read chapter 2 today, so another like 3 vignettes yesterday, not today. This is taking me so long. I feel like I'm reading and reading and reading and not getting anything done, but oh well. This second chapter has a lot of rape in it, which it definitely got me to like my boundaries of what I'm comfortable reading. Not my favorite, but I thought that the stories were more interesting than in the first chapter. We have Carol, I think, first, and she is like a very good pupil, and she wants to make it in the world, and through her and then her mother's chapter, we're basically also looking at this thing where if you want to succeed in a Western country, you kind of have to become Western yourself in a way. So that's something that is explored there. Then we also have her mother's chapter, Boomy, And this one was very interesting. I think I liked this one the best in this second chapter. And we follow kind of her story of her migration, which was more like fleeing her country, and the way that her mom tried to protect her, but had to pay a very high price for that. So I really like that one. And then the last one is Letitia, and that one I guess is the most like stereotypical in a way. And yeah, as I said, there was just a lot of rape in this part, and it was my favorite. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, that's just what you get in this book. So we'll see. Chapter 3 is my goal for today, a minimum goal. So we'll see how it goes. So today is the 10th of September, and I wanted to give you a quick update. First of all, I have finished Girl, Woman, Other by Bernadine Evaristo. Overall, I decided to give this book 3.5 stars. It wasn't my favorite, but it also had some things I enjoyed. The third chapter is where I kind of left off talking about it, and in that one we are following two teachers. Shirley and Penelope are teachers, and this one I enjoyed quite a bit because I like to look at the educational system, how that can be very frustrating for teachers, and how they go in with like ideals and stuff, but over the years that might just leach away, and also how different changes to the laws influenced the teachers during that time. And then we also have the mother of one teacher, and I think that is the like very infamous chapter where it talks about a mother having an affair with her daughter's husband, which I had heard of before. And then chapter 4 is kind of the trans chapter. So we have a trans non-binary character that we're following, and then I don't know, is it their grandmother or something? Not quite sure. I think it is the grandmother and their great-grandmother. This one, with the chapter of the non-binary person, I found it to be quite preachy. I felt like it was only in there to teach us about being trans and, you know, the gender binary and stuff. I didn't feel like we really got like a character there, but rather just someone to kind of execute those explanations in a way. So I was a little bit disappointed with that one. And then with the Descendants, I just got very confused with the timing. Like, I really didn't know which times were which. To be honest, that's a critique I have with all of these stories, that I found it very hard to keep track of the time that we're looking at in England, because like we're jumping from generation to generation, to daughters, to aunts, to great-grandmothers, to great-great-grandmothers, and yeah, I can't keep track of that. So that was confusing. And then in the grandmother's chapter, we get some information about her father, about something like very horrible that he did. And then we go into the great-grandmother's chapter and read their love story. And that was just such an odd choice for me. And I think I appreciate how this book tries to convey that a story always looks different depending on the perspective that you're choosing. But still, that was just a bit too much for me. Chapter 5 and the epilogue kind of tie things together. In chapter 5, we are looking at the party of the play that we were introduced to in the first chapter, where a lot of our characters actually are and meet. And by that point, I had so many names that I was just confused. I was honestly just confused. And that is another critique that I have. That was just a bit too many characters, because we not only have these 12 people that we follow, we have like so many side characters that then show up in like different stories because they're all kind of interconnected. I could not keep track of that. And the epilogue, then deals with one of the characters that when you're reading this, you're kind of wondering, why is this person included in here? And so the epilogue is kind of the answer to that. But yeah, I liked it. I didn't love it. If you're really interested in it, I would say pick it up. But if you're like me and you're like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this, then I wouldn't necessarily recommend this. So after that, I picked up Godkiller by Hannah Kaner, and I'm doing a separate reading vlog for this one, but I'm really enjoying it. I have less than 100 pages left, so I hope to finish it today. And it is a very interesting fantasy book, quite different from the things I've read recently, so it's very refreshing. And then I also started with Me and White Supremacy. I have read the first like 3 days and also all the introductory bits. So far, I wouldn't say that I've learned anything from it, and I don't know, I just have very mixed feelings about it so far, because some parts in the introductory bits I don't really agree with so much, and maybe already that makes me a racist. I don't know. But there was this sentence. It was something like, if you go through this and you don't learn a lot, then you're doing it wrong. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. If you're white and you read this, you have to learn something or you did it wrong. So maybe that will still happen. Maybe there will be something that is completely new to me and will completely blow my mind, and I will finally realize why I'm not a better ally. Ally. I always say ally. I don't know why. Maybe that makes me racist too. I don't know. But yeah, so my research area is stigma and stereotypes and discrimination and what that does with social inequality. So obviously I don't focus on racism. I tend to look at very different kinds of stigma, of discrimination, not only because of race, but there's like a ton of stuff you can be discriminated against for. And so, yeah, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but maybe, there's not so much new stuff in there for me personally, just because this is my research topic. And also, even though this book is written by, I think, a British woman, if I remember correctly, she has this little section about herself, and she's now living in, but she's not living in a Western country with predominantly white people right now. And it still feels like it is written more for the US and the UK, because I think in Germany our racism is very interconnected with just hating foreigners, and I think that's kind of a little bit different. I'm not saying we're not racist, but I think that our racism works a bit differently. And maybe that's also why I have such a hard time kind of connecting it to my experiences. And you have these prompts where you're supposed to journal. And sometimes I really have no idea what to say because there are certain experiences that I simply haven't made because I grew up in Eastern Germany. I grew up in a very small village. Everyone was white. And then when I was in 3rd grade, I think, one Turkish family moved to our village. And that is like the experience with, BIPOC people that I made until very, very late in my life. And obviously, that is also because of the kind of segregation. There's also a big class divide in Germany, so that it is much rarer to meet people of color if you are in a higher class and stuff like that. So yeah, I just feel like we have like our own like weird racism that doesn't really match up with this book so well. But maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. I'll keep reading it. I'll keep trying to journal with the prompts. But right now, I'm a little bit hesitant to sing its praises. So today is the 12th of September and yesterday I finished Godkiller by Hannah Kaner. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 4 to 4.5 stars, somewhere in between. I really had a great time. I really liked the characters in this and I think that the finale was really good. I had a great time reading those last couple of pages. And I'm very excited to get the sequel when it comes out, I think next year. And overall, just very happy that I picked this book up. And after that, I went back to my vacation TBR and I picked up Grave as Secrets. This is the 5th book in the Temperance Brennan series that the TV show Bones is based on. And in this series, we are following, surprisingly, Temperance Brennan, who is an anthropologist and she is helping police solve murder cases. And in this one, we are actually not in Canada or the US, where the first 4 books took place, but in Guatemala. And Tempe is there to help with excavations of mass graves that, kind of date back to the time between the 60s and the 90s, where there was a lot of civil war and a genocide of Mayan people in Guatemala, which I don't know nothing about, so it's always great to learn about new things via books. And while Tempe is there, she also gets sucked into a case of missing girls that is going on there. So we'll see. This book is from 2002, so reading this, some mentions feel a little bit weird. Some things we wouldn't say like that anymore 20 years later, regarding like indigenous people and stuff like that. But I feel like this book is still written with good intentions and you can see that. But yeah, it is white gazy a little bit, but I'm still liking it. I think in a weird way, these are comfort reads for me because I just like seeing Tempe work. And I think she is such a different character for this genre of crime novels because she has her life together in a way, and yeah, it just feels very different. And we also have a like romantic subplot building through some of the books, so I'll be interested to see how that is involved in this one as well. But yeah, I'm having a great time. I mean, I already read like 120 pages of this last night, so I think this will be quite a quick read. So it's the 15th of September right now. I'm sorry if I look a little bit rough. My allergies are really kicking right now and I don't know why, but I wanted to give you a quick update. Because last night I managed to finish reading Grave Secrets by Katie Reichs. I don't think I've really updated you on this one, but I like this series quite a lot. It is the book series that the TV show Bones is very loosely based on. So our main character is also called Temperance Brennan and she's an anthropologist and helping solve murder cases. In this one we are going to Guatemala, which was very interesting, and this deals with the case of some missing girls, and there is the question whether they are connected in some way. In this fifth book, it is the fifth, right? Yeah. We also have a little bit of a romance plotline in there. There is a romance that spans quite a few of the books, and this is present in here as well. But then there's also another kind of potential love interest in this one. So we also get a little bit more of the life story of Temperance Brennan in this book. So in the end, I had a lot of fun reading this book. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. It's just, yeah, a very weird sort of a comfort read for me. I just love the main character and the way that she's not like very stereotypical for this genre. Still, as I might have said before, this was written in 2002. So yeah, there is stuff in here that probably would be different if this was written nowadays. I gave it 4 stars in the end, and I'm a bit worried about the cat and what she's doing at my feet right now. So yeah, really liked it. I'm happy I finally read it. I had this on my TBR for quite a while, and I already tried to get hold of the 6th book, but because I want these covers, and we don't have Book Depository anymore, where I got these covers, it's a bit of a struggle. So we'll see, but I hope I can continue on with this series next year. And then the next book I started last night, I took the dust jacket off, but it is the German copy anyways. This is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby von Pelt. In this one, we are following an older woman who is cleaning an aquarium, so she's a cleaner there, and her kind of bond with the octopus that lives in the aquarium. Now we do get the POV of the octopus as well. I'm not very far in yet, but we do have a setup of a little bit of a mystery as well, because the son of our main character went missing. And so I think it will also deal a little bit with that, but this is a literary fiction and not a mystery, so I don't expect to be like thrilled by the book, but I love octopuses, so I hope I will love this book. She's making some progress now. She's basically walking along the side of the couch, this cat. Baby. Baby, what's happening? What are you doing? What are you doing, baby? Okay, so if the cat doesn't eat me right now, I will go to the library now. and hope I survive. So this pretty book will go back to the library now. So the book I wanted to get was not available at the library, but I got two other books. This is kind of a vampire book, and this one is by Marisha Pestle, and I really like Night Film. No idea what this is. It sounds YA, but yeah, they're both pretty thick. Will I get to them? Who knows? But, you know, life's full of possibilities.
What do you think? My money.
So it is the 16th of September, and I'm using this opportunity to finish off this vlog. So I am about 150 pages into Remarkably Bright Creatures, and so far I find this book to be a little bit of a struggle. I think I'm getting more into it, but the start is definitely very slow. We get introduced to quite a few characters where we don't really know what their importance is, and we basically get all of their like life stories. So if you start this book, just prepared for quite a bit of setup. But yeah, as I said, I'm getting into it a little bit more. I'm about a third of the way through now in the German edition. So I will talk more about this in the vlog for the second half of the month, and then also obviously in my octopus vlog, which will be finished with this book as well. And then with my audiobook, The Bone Shard War, I had 3.5 hours left, so again the final verdict will be in the next September vlog, but then also I am doing a vlog for the complete series, so again that will be finished when I finish this book. So yeah, it's exciting to finish some of my like ongoing reading vlogs, because I have quite a few of those, and it's always fun to get something done. And yeah, that's it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed seeing my vacation reading. You might have seen that I did not do so well with my priority TBRs that I set. I basically stopped reading Me and White Supremacy for now. It just wasn't working. I was just getting angry, and I decided to take a break and just pick it up at another time again. And then I did not finish the octopus book. That was on the priority TBR as well, but that's life, you know. I thought I would do a bit more reading, but I just still had a very nice vacation, and I'm not ready to go back to work on Monday. So I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a like or a nice comment. I always appreciate those. And if you subscribe, I'll talk to you very soon. Bye!